I think this is not only about tariffs or trade per se. There's a shift in American politics, I think, in general. And my personal idea, even if Trump was not elected or someone else was elected, they would continue this trend. I think there's a shift in American politics in itself. So it doesn't have to do with China itself, because the United States had similar problems with Japan in the 1970s. The way I see it, the American point of view is they have to be the big brother, the big boys in the room, so they feel like they cannot allow anyone to be larger than them. And Chinese economy seems to be overtaking the United States. So these tariff wars are kind of a reflection of this way of thinking. It's not only trade per se, as I said, because even if China wouldn't be selling stuff to the United States, China would still be producing and selling to Europe and other markets, and it will still overtake the United States. So if it's not a tariff war, it would be something else. So I think it's more about this changing of political order and world order in general. When we look at history, the British Empire, for instance, they gave up the empire willingly. We don't know whether the United States will give up its imperial, being the largest country in the world or being the dominant power in the world. This position, we don't know whether they will give it up willingly or not, or with war or without war. Hopefully without war. It will be hopefully with peace. I'm not sure whether China or this or that country will be the dominant power. My personal idea is it will be a multipolar world. Not only one polar, not two polar world like China and the United States, but others will also be rising. And I think for the middle powers, we will be seeing more and more of coalitions between these middle powers trying to navigate these waters because it's dangerous for them. For Turkey, it's very dangerous, for instance. We are neighboring Russia, Iran, Europe. Europe itself, we fought with Europe for over, I think, 5 or 6 centuries until modern time. So this peaceful coexistence with Europe for Turkey is actually something very new. My grandfather's father, he died in Gallipoli, fighting against the British and the French navies. So it's something new, actually. This peace is something really new for us as well. So for middle powers, I think they will try to navigate between China, United States, Europe, but also among themselves. And they might try to make peace better in this sense. As for China, having lived in China for 3 years, I cannot say I know the whole Chinese psyche or whole of the Chinese culture. But what I see is Chinese people don't really like fighting. If they can resolve an issue without a fight, and if it's a win-win situation for both parties rather than a zero-sum game, it's better for the Chinese. This is what I understand from my personal relations with the Chinese people, as well as what I read in Chinese history. Unless it's absolutely necessary, I haven't seen Chinese dynasties, with some exceptions, to invade other countries. In this respect, I'm not afraid that China will try to overtake the whole world. And it's not in the Chinese psyche as well. China is a bit more like it's Jungo. The naming itself suggests a lot. It's in the middle, and it doesn't need to really go right or left or north or south. It's already in the middle. This is the Chinese psyche. Therefore, I don't really think that it will turn into a world war by China's initiative. And hopefully there won't be a world war. And in this regard, China is in a unique position because it's not only an economic power like Japan was in the 1970s, but it's also a military power and a technological power on par with the United States. 30 years ago, we wouldn't be able to see Chinese phones or Chinese cars overtaking American or European cars in Turkey, for instance. In my youth or in my childhood, if somebody asked you, what would you prefer? Everybody would go for the German, made in Germany or made in the United States. Now people are preferring China as well, so it's in a unique position in this sense, and it's providing technologies that these middle powers need actually, and America or Europe hesitates to give.